Have you seen Star Wars?
Mandalorian show creator Jon Favreau has confirmed this past week that Season 3 of the show will begin production before this year is over, which means that the show is going to keep to its yearly schedule of releasing in fall of every year. And it's a little bit of a different schedule too, because Season 2 began production in the middle of Season 1 when it was debuting on Disney+, but this time around it might start production closer to the end of Season 2, maybe in mid to late November. A few weeks ago, Giancarlo Esposito, who plays Moff Gideon, said that Jon was writing Seasons 3 and 4, and now that we know the show will probably continue to at least 2022 if it does reach that Season 4. We don't know if there's going to be a 5 or a 6. We don't know when the ending of The Mandalorian will be, but this does mean that the story is planned out for the foreseeable future, which is promising for people like me to know that Favreau has a vision for the story and isn't winging this thing as he goes along. Wink wink, Star Wars sequels. We also learned from the Esposito interview that Seasons 3 and 4 is where we will see the answers for the series start to come out, so I personally see this as a possibility for a major cliffhanger at the end of Season 2. Season 1 had a big shock at the end with the dark saber being wielded by Moff Gideon. I would imagine that he would be involved with any potential cliffhangers for this next season, Season 2, and if there is a cliffhanger, I would like to see it involve Baby Yoda or the child, whatever you want to call him. Like maybe we find out the place where his species live, where he and Yoda and Yaddle have come from, or maybe Moff Gideon captures the baby, or the most annoying and yet somewhat Star Wars type of reveal is we see Moff Gideon talking to Emperor Palpatine. Wouldn't that just be the worst? And it sadly fits the canon because his spirit apparently survived the Death Star explosion, so it could be possible. I really don't think that's going to happen, but I just would die at the idea of Moff Gideon just walking into like a chamber and like a holocron room like Vader does in Empire Strikes Back, gets down on his knee, looks up, and there's Palpatine's like messed up face, and he's like, "Did you find the baby?" Anyways, I would hope to learn a lot more about Moff Gideon in Season 2 or even Season 3. A lot of theories are out there saying that Moff Gideon is a former Sith Inquisitor, which would make sense on why he knows how to use the lightsaber, and it would also mean that he knows how to use the Force. And from a production and timeline angle, this news about Season 3 makes things a little bit interesting for Lucasfilm's release schedule over the next year or two, because if you remember a few weeks ago, I told you that a source informed me that a Star Wars show's production starts in November and ends in June. And that show turned out to be the Kenobi series. And then we learned this past week or so that the Cassian Andor series is starting to film in the first week of November, and with the news that The Mandalorian Season 3 starts production before the year is over, that means Lucasfilm will have 3 separate live-action shows in production at the same time. And what's even more curious is that we know the production for Season 3 starts this year, and if they stick with their timeline that they have been for Seasons 1 and 2, we should expect Season 3 by fall of 2021. And that's odd, and the reason I say it's odd is because this is the last production announcement we've had for the live-action shows. You know, Mandalorian Season 3, that announcement came after Kenobi, came after the Cassian Andor series, yet it seems like it would come out before the other two shows. And with the Kenobi and Cassian Andor series both being in production at the same time as Mandalorian Season 3, it's a big question on when are we going to see these other two shows debut on Disney+. If we get Season 3 in fall of 2021 for The Mandalorian, then I really don't see us getting the Cassian Andor series in 2021. And we know that Disney's release schedule has the Kenobi series in 2022, but if we have the Cassian Andor series and the Kenobi series in 2022, where does that leave a potential Mandalorian Season 4? And if there is a Season 4 for Mandalorian, it will hopefully stick to that fall window and release in fall of 2022, leaving the Cassian Andor series to likely be released in early 2022, probably around the same time they released the Clone Wars Season 7 this past February. And with the Cassian Andor series in the beginning of the year and the Mandalorian Season 4 at the end of the year in 2022, I predict that we would get the Kenobi series, hopefully, sometime during the summer, likely around May, because it's a big month for Star Wars. Remember, May the 4th be with you. So imagine this. Imagine getting 3 Star Wars live-action shows in 1 year. You start off the year with the Cassian Andor show, jump to the long-awaited Kenobi series, and get the Star Wars audience and fandom at an all-time high when it comes to engagement, then finish off the year with Season 4 of The Mandalorian. That, to me, sounds like the next great year for us Star Wars fans, and that's not including the sequel game to Jedi Fallen Order. So I hope this does happen, and mainly that we get this third season. So I hope that all this does happen, and mainly that we get the third season of The Mandalorian by the end of 2021. But tell me your thoughts below. How many seasons of The Mandalorian do you want and do you think we'll get? And do you see all 3 live-action shows release in 2022? Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe because it does help out the channel. I'm Star Wars Only. I will see you all next time, and may the Force be with you, always.